once someone asked, a Rav asked the Rebbe a question about those questions that a rabbi is asked. So he brought that question to the Rebbe. The Rebbe answered it. And then the Rebbe said to him like this. He related to him something that the Frierdiker Rebbe had said about American Jewry. In those days, particularly, today too. He says in America, they read from left to right. English is left to right. So too, the Shulchan Aruch, they read from the back, from the left side to the right side. Meaning, what are the questions the American Jew has? He doesn't have, in Yeridea, doesn't have the questions for the beginning of the Sefer. Kashrus, Issa Behete, that's the beginning of the Yeridea, right? It's the laws of Kashrus. But he has questions at the end of Yeridea. What's about Yortzites? That's his question. When is the Yortzeit, etc. As a rabbi can tell you, that's the main questions. And that's if you have observed Riley about American Jewry, starts from the end. Now, you could also say that's the tachten. Here he's saying it's Riley, but there's no, everything is positive. I just want to tell him a personal level, a personal story, that my grandfather, Rabbi Kluvgand, after whom now is his name. So as you know, I told you so in 1947, so all the Russians that came out of Russia, they were the false Polish passports, so they ended up in Paris for the most part. It's 1947, and the Rebbe came then to pick up his mother and bring it back to America. So the Rebbe wanted Moishe to come to Canada to be a Rav, Canada. In fact, he wrote letters to Rabbi Kramer in the stationery of his hotel. I have copies of the letter. They should arrange a visa for my grandfather, and how would that be done? Because there's a family that's still here, Lavud, which is Mishpacha. Mishpacha, that of his father, they would sponsor. But Rabbi Kramer should get in touch with the Lavud family to sponsor the family. And my grandfather coming here is a Rav.
The Rebbe and the Frierdiker Rebbe.
The Rebbe, the Rebbe writes to Rabbi Kramer to be in touch with the Lavud family to arrange a visa for Rabbi, my grandfather, my grandmother, and mother, uncle. And so I'm telling you, so my Zayda was a Talmud Chacham. But in his mind, a Rav is like, there's a bunch of Shas and Shulchan Aruch. So my Zayda said to the Rebbe, he said he didn't think that he's Rav material. So he was very, very elegant man. Aristocratic bearing about him. But in terms of his knowledge, the Rebbe smiled and said basically this to him, that he said, in America, what the big questions are going to ask you, it's Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, and it's the laws of Avelis. That's basically the question. So you will handle it. Now the end was that the Frierdiker Rebbe didn't want, which is a very strange story. The Frierdiker Rebbe wanted my Zayda and 3 other families to go to Australia. So when the Rebbe came back to America, he telegrammed my grandfather that he was by the Shver. He actually probably asked twice, and it's Australia. So that's where they went. So when I got engaged, just before I ended up here, when I got engaged, my Kramer came to the house with a gift of photocopies of these letters. And he said he could never understand, because he knew that the Rebbe wants the Mr. Kluvgan to go to Canada, to Montreal. The Frierdiker Rebbe wants him to go to Australia. There's different opinion. The Rebbe was the #1 chassid, and he even tried, like, even though he had expressed no, Australia, he tried. So my Kramer said, now we understand. Both things have to be. I'm just quoting by Kramer. They had to go to Australia, but it had to be a Montreal connection, which the Rebbe saw fit to set in motion then. That was before we just got engaged. Then we wanted to go on Shlichus. We had several options. We wrote about coming here. Then to Sham, he said, oh, for sure. So the Rebbe answered very strongly that we should take that one. So then we were saying, oh, so now it's coming out. not the grandfather, but the grandson will be a Rav in Montreal. Just to add to the story, so much so that when Shamadi was already declining, and I thought to leave, and I had an offer in Sydney, an offer in Skokie, Illinois, and a very serious offers. And I wrote to them that I want to go there. And there was also a third option to open a Torah center here in town. And I wrote clearly that that's number 3. It's not my personal choice. I wanted that they should send me here or there. A very strong answer. Kadima Canada, which means Kadima, like first preference is Canada. Kadima also means like Kadima, forward march, you want to go on Shlichus, you sent on Shlichus, if you go. I felt it was too comfortable here with families and send me away. Right? Moshkin felt it was an incredible answer. Something. Anyway, I'm just saying that for some reason that the Rebbe knows this had to be set in motion in Paris in 1947. I'm sharing the story with you because the Rebbe told me this similar answer about American jury, Canadian jury. You'll be able to answer their halachic questions and queries. Okay, friends, have a wonderful day.